Welcome. Please have a seat. If you are currently standing, please have a seat. Good evening and welcome. My name is Chris Robert, and it is my privilege and honor to serve as the Interim Dean of the Robert J. Trulaske Senior College of Business. We are delighted that you are here tonight to celebrate what we know is one of the happiest days in the lives of the students seated before us. Graduation is a major milestone, and students, I applaud you for your hard work, perseverance, and success. Congratulations to the class of 2023. Students, my faculty and staff colleagues and I are very proud of you, and we're honored to recognize your achievement here today. To start our celebration, please stand for the national anthem and remove your headwear. Please be seated. I'd like to take a moment to introduce this evening's platform party. Please stand as I call your name. Curator Robin Wenneker, Vice Chair of the University of Missouri Board of Curators. Curator Wenneker is a proud graduate of our college and is the managing partner of CPW Partnership. Curator Todd Graves, who has served on the Board of Curators since 2021 and has some fans. He practices with the law firm of Graves Garrett in Kansas City. University of Missouri President Moon Choi. Our featured speaker, Ed Rapp. You'll learn more about Ed a little later in this evening's program. Our student speaker, Jordan Walters, who graduates tonight with a bachelor's degree in business administration with an emphasis in marketing. Dr. Maurice Gibson, who serves as the university as Vice Chancellor for Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity. Dr. Lauren Brengarth, Assistant Dean of Student Programs, Assistant Teaching Professor in our Management Department, and Director of our Trulaske Edge Professional Development Program. Dr. Srinath Gopalakrishna, the Chair of our Marketing Department. Dr. Mary Beth Mars, Associate Teaching Professor in our Management Department, and Director of both our Cornell Leadership Program and Heartland Scholars Academy. Dr. Matteo Binfare, Assistant Professor in our Finance Department. And Shannon Ferguson, Director of our 150-hour and Master of Accountancy programs and adjunct faculty member at the college. Please join me in recognizing these special guests. I would now like to invite President Choi to the podium to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Dean Robert. Let me begin by saying congratulations. Congratulations. You're graduating from one of the finest universities in the country, and you've earned it. This class has accomplished so much. This class has 700 bachelor's degree recipients, also 124 graduating from the School of Accountancy program. And while you were at the university, you pushed yourself to become more, to grow as a person, and to grow professionally. During your time here, you completed important internships at companies like Disney, PwC, Caterpillar, and Home Depot. You also completed study abroad programs from London to Tokyo to Bergamo, Italy. You've also given back to the community by volunteering at food banks and youth organizations. In essence, you made an impact to our university. And I know that you're going to continue to make an impact no matter where your career takes you. So, as the president of the university, I cannot express how proud I am of each and every one of you. I wish you great success and congratulations again. Thank you. Now it's my great honor to introduce the next individual that we are recognizing today, and that's Mr. Ed Rapp. Mr. Rapp hails from a small town in Missouri called Pilot Grove. He's a first-generation graduate from the University of Missouri with a degree in finance. He had an exceptional 37-year career at one of the largest companies in the world, Caterpillar. Caterpillar, yes. It's a company with over 100,000 employees, $60 billion in market cap. They build critical infrastructures throughout the world. He eventually became group president and the chief financial officer. In 2015, he was diagnosed with ALS. Using the same drive that he used to advance in industry and corporate America, Mr. Rapp turned his attention to use his illness as a driving force to do good. He founded Stay Strong versus ALS to help find a cure. At Mizzou, he's helped so many students from rural Missouri attain that degree through the Heartland Scholars Program. And last year, he published a book called The Flywheel of Life and Leadership that shares his incredible experience of not only sharing his leadership, but learning from so many people that he's met in his incredible career. We are so proud to recognize him here today. So at this point, I would like to ask Mr. Ed Rapp, as well as Curator Todd Graves, to join me at the podium. Mr. Rapp.
Thank you, President Choi. Now, by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Curators of the University of Missouri, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, Honors Causa, and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining. Congratulations.
Yeah, I see you there. So what do you think? You know, it's always tough when you use a big part of your speaking time just to get to the podium. That's intended to have you lighten up a little bit, okay? You know, first of all, I want to thank President Choi, not only for this evening, but for what he does for this great university. He took over in a difficult time, and he has made it a better place each and every day. And I couldn't be more appreciative of what he's done. I also want to thank Curator Graves and Dean Robert and Mary Beth and all the people that played a role in this recognition. It's something I will treasure for the rest of my life. I also wanted to thank the mothers in the crowd for sharing Mother's Day weekend. And it's a great celebration. Thank you. But now to the important people in the crowd, you know, the graduating class of 2023. Now, the one thing I understand coming in, the vast majority of college kids do not remember who their commencement speaker was or what he had to say. However, they gave me a few minutes, so I'm going to give it my best shot. As I thought about my comments, I reflected on my journey from where you sit to where I stand. And all I could come up with are 3 suggestions and 1 simple piece of advice. So, suggestion number 1 is follow your passion. As I told my own kids as they were growing up, find something you got a passion for, figure out how to turn it into a job, or you're going to work the rest of your life. Now, I have no clue why a kid from Pilot Grove, Missouri wanted to live and work around the world. You know, I was a finance major, but I really didn't have a strong interest in the banking sector. When the Caterpillar recruiter came on campus and I saw their vast worldwide operations, I asked the recruiter, is Caterpillar a company where you can really experience the globe? And I've never forgot what he said. He said, young man, it's a company where if you work hard and apply yourself, you can see the world and get paid to do it. And that's what I did for 37 years with stops in Peoria, Illinois, San Francisco, Johannesburg, South Africa, Geneva, Switzerland, Raleigh, North Carolina, and Singapore. Now, your passion may not be found in your first job. My first job at CAT was pricing individual piece parts. Not the most exciting job I'd ever had. But I knew I wanted to live and work in a global company, and if it required me to go through parts pricing, I was going to be the best parts pricer they ever had. Throughout my career, I didn't have to go to work. I got to go to work. We helped customers around the world build infrastructure leading to a higher standard of living. Or as we like to say at CAT, the road to progress begins with a road, period. I would highly recommend you find a similar passion. And if you got to choose between money and passion, follow your passion, because when you do what you love, the benefits just seem to follow. Think about the successful people you know. Was their success built by chasing a paycheck or pursuing a passion? If you measure success in the broadest terms, I think it gets down to suggestion number 1, follow your passion. Number 2, strike the balance. While I stand before you today heavily based on what I did in my professional career, My work-life accomplishments pale in comparison to the pride I take in what Ann and I have created as a family. 40 years of marriage, 3 great kids, 3 in-laws that add so much to the family, and 4 grandsons that are the greatest joy of life. As you head into the workforce, it will be both exciting and challenging, and the tendency can be to just get caught up in the job. Steve Jobs was the founder of Apple, and he was never known for having balance in his life. In his last days, he penned a letter, and he said, and I quote, "I reached the pinnacle of success in the business world. In some others' eyes, my life is the epitome of success. However, aside from work, I have little joy. In the end, my wealth is the only fact that I am accustomed to. At this moment, lying in my bed and recalling my life, I realize that all the recognition and wealth that I took so much pride in have paled and become meaningless in the face of my death." In his closing, he suggested the 6 best doctors are sunlight, rest, exercise, diet, self-confidence, and what you share here today, friends. Maintain them all in every stage of life and have a healthy life. Trust me. Trust me, if you pursue professional objectives at the expense of everything and everyone else, you may achieve a lot professionally, but you will get to the end and it will be a shallow victory. So point number 2 is strike the balance. Number 3, when life throws you a curveball, embrace the challenge. Now, we both have experience in this area. Your graduating class, more than any other class, had to deal with adversity. You had one vision of what your college days were going to be like. And then life threw you the curveball called COVID. You had to adapt to remote learning. You had to deal with isolation. But the fact that you're here tonight says you embraced and overcame the challenge. While you may not understand it today, the way you overcame this adversity will serve you well for years to come. Now, as President Choi mentioned, I actually have some experience in this area as well. After 37 years with Caterpillar and 2 sick days, and being 12 months from being the CEO of the company, I was diagnosed with ALS and given 2 to 5 years to live. Now, for the record, that was more than 7 years ago. My own diagnosis helped illuminate the fact that at some point, everyone deals with adversity. Loss of a loved one, loss of a job, COVID, or even a tough diagnosis. As I embraced my own challenge, I benefited from the life choices I've made along the way, a strong faith, balance in my life with a wonderful family, and a sense of purpose that has transitioned from building the world's infrastructure to trying to make a difference in what is a tough disease. No, trust me, I would have never chosen the path that I'm on. But it is what it is. And I truly think I made a difference at CAT and now I get a chance to make a difference in the world of ALS. At the end of the day, none of us are going to be measured by the adversity we face. We're all going to be measured by how we responded. And all I'm after, just like my days in Mizzou, is a passing grade. So, just 3 suggestions. Follow your passion, strike the balance, and embrace the challenge. And I know it's hard at your phase in life to think about what your legacy is going to be someday. But it really will be based on how you live and lead every day, starting today. The 3 suggestions are simply focused on increasing the odds that when you reflect someday like Steve Jobs, your reflections will be absent regret. In closing, one simple request. There's a great song by the writer John Mayer called Say, and the main line is, say what you need to say. You know, in a world when we have a vast array of communication channels, I'm not sure we take the time to clearly communicate. A milestone event like a graduation is a great time to step back and recognize the people that got you to this point in time. If you're like me, you didn't get here on your own. Somebody made a difference. They encouraged you, they supported you, and I would strongly recommend you reach out to them and let them know how much you appreciate it. Now, this would be a challenging task for your generation, because I'm not talking about a tweet or an appreciation post on social media. I'm talking about a heartfelt, put it down in writing, thank you. And you got to trust me that if you do it, it will touch the people that mean the most to the core. So, 3 suggestions, 1 simple request, and while you won't remember your commencement speaker, this is a night I'll never forget. And no matter where you go, no matter what you do, no matter how important you may think you are, never forget where you come from. I proudly hail from Pilot Grove, Missouri, and I am a Mizzou Tiger. Thank you. Over to you, man.
Thank you, Ed. Ed, in your honorary degree nomination packet, you were called, quote, a hardworking, highly successful, generous, caring, and humble person, a selfless and ethical leader, and a person of impact. We are proud to call you a graduate of our college, and it's our honor to celebrate your honorary degree with you today. Please join me in one last round of applause for our honorary degree recipient, Ed Rapp. Each semester, the college gives our graduating seniors the opportunity to speak at our commencement ceremonies. Students apply for this privilege, and our student council interviews the applicants and selects just one honoree for our ceremony. Tonight, our student speaker is Jordan Walters. As I mentioned earlier this evening, Jordan is graduating with her bachelor's degree in business administration with an emphasis in marketing. She has also completed a certificate in marketing analytics. Jordan has been an exceptionally involved student during her time at Mizzou, so involved that I can't list everything she's participated in, but I'll share a few highlights. Jordan has served as a resident advisor for Mizzou Residential Life. She has been a student manager for Trulaske Study Abroad in Bergamo, Italy. And she was active in Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority and the Alumni Association Student Board. And as a student, she also worked as a freelance photographer and was a Sam Walton Scholar. And she did all of this while excelling academically and being named to the Dean's List every semester. This is the second semester our student speaker has been from Texas. Jordan is from Dallas. So there must be something going on with these Lone Star Tigers, I guess. Please help me welcome Jordan Walters.
As we embark on this next chapter in our lives, I want to ask each one of you who is on your flight. Throughout my time in college, I served as a student manager for Trulaske Study Abroad. Now, if you don't know anything about this role, let me tell you about it. In exchange for helping promote and prepare students for their time outside the country, I receive a free trip. This could be to one of the many study abroad locations. You guys have already heard a few, like Bergamo, Italy, northern Spain. You could be in London. The list goes on and on. Last summer, I was a student manager for the Bergamo, Italy program. And just as I was getting ready to fly out to Milan, my anxiety was at an all-time high. With fear setting in, I doubted whether or not I'd be able to lead over the next 4 weeks 40 students that I had been spending the entire year with. So I did what any person would do, text their friends and family. Many of you know Tobias Davis, but if you don't, you might want to introduce yourself. If it wasn't for him, I definitely would not have made it peacefully to Milan. When I texted him about how I was feeling, he said, "Breathe with me, deep breath in, and hold." Then in individual texts, he counted down from 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. And then he had me exhale for another 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I think you get it. Although this may seem trivial, the experience of flying is exactly what we as Trulaske College of Business graduates are about to embark on. In a matter of minutes, what will lie in front of us will be the unknown. For some in this room, you may experience the stress and anxiety that comes with entering into this new part of life. For others, you may experience the pure joy at the thought of what lies ahead. While both are valid, there's absolutely nothing that life can throw our way that we are ill-equipped to handle. I mean, we literally survived a global pandemic like months into our time in college. Although the last few years mean something different to each one of us, I think we can collectively agree that we're heartbroken to leave this time behind. It was during this time that we made lifelong friends and created lasting memories. Class of 2023, let's do as Tobias said. Take a deep breath in. The College of Business prepared us for what we have ahead. From taking the 120 plus credit hours to earning the 200 edge points required to even be wearing our caps and gowns in this room today. I urge you to refrain from neglecting the power in our preparation. We've bought our tickets, checked our bags, gone through the security checkpoints, and we've made it to our gates on time. Now our only job left is to fly. In the wise words of Coco Chanel, if you're born without wings, do nothing to prevent them from growing. Each of us have new and unique destinations where opportunities await. Our paths will continue to unveil upon us, and I cannot wait to see how each one of them will intersect. Like all flights, we will never be flying alone. We, as Mizzou alumni, have the opportunity to lean upon our fellow Tigers who we once ran through the columns with or cheered alongside at footballs and basketball games. So when you need a little support or when it's time to move on to that next big job, lean on the people that are sitting next to you in this room. I don't know about y'all, but I've heard some people like to call that networking. So this brings me back to my initial question. Who's on your flight? Each one of us have made lasting connections with faculty and staff, administrators and friends both in Columbia and worldwide. I want us to reflect on the last 4 years and think about those in this room that have helped guide us to this point. For me, it's my parents, who I've spoken to for countless hours on the phone, asking them trivial questions like, hey, what should I wear to this interview? Or can you please just buy me dinner tonight? It's my brother who's listened to me rant about how hard the past few years have been and lamenting how I really never thought I'd be in this position graduating today. It's friends like Tobias and others in this room that have helped me stay at this university and love it. It's staff members like Stephanie Ross, Leanne Clayton, Velma Buckner, and many more that have played critical roles in restoring my confidence and providing me with opportunities to thrive during my time at Mizzou. It's the countless professors who have encouraged me to think critically about business and have pushed me to be a stronger, more empathetic leader. It's the friends I've made in Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and the Alumni Association Student Board. We all have our own people we would love to fill our flight with, so I encourage you to reach out and share a ticket with your gratitude. Congratulations, class of 2023. You've earned your wings to fly. Thank you.
Thank you, Jordan, and know that we're very proud of your accomplishments as a student, and we know you're going to make a true impact on the world as an alum. Before we begin our recognition of individual graduates and conferring of degrees, I'd like to have our students stand by emphasis area. Our students are able to fit their degrees to their passions and career plans by selecting an emphasis area at the college: accountancy, finance, management, or marketing. Graduates, when I call your emphasis area, would you please stand? Will the students completing the combined bachelor's and master's program in accountancy please rise? The 150-hour program in the School of Accountancy is an integrated program in which accountancy students receive their bachelor's degree at the same time as their master's degree. These students are also eligible to walk at the graduate ceremony as well. Students who are graduating from the dual degree in international business and the online Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, please rise. And stay standing while we announce all of them. Will the students completing the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration degree with an emphasis in economics, finance, banking, or real estate please rise? Students completing the BSBA degree with an emphasis in management please rise. And finally, it's time for students who are completing the BSBA with an emphasis in marketing to be recognized. Would you please rise? You may be seated. And now for the moment we've been waiting for, the individual recognition of our graduates and the conferring of degrees. Graduates, your ushers will release you by row to come forward.
Jack Corcoran. Stephen Gentry Hubert. Joseph Peterson Graves. Nathan Etheridge. Raul Garcia Calderon. Garrett Michael Lewis, magna cum laude. Ian M. Boudoin. Matthew J. Gunn.
Ari Dottel. Dylan Scott Hillocks. Nathan Evenson. Alec A. Sinta. Seth McKean Collins. Eric W. Young. Jacob Michael Rigger. Matteo Giovanni Sullivan. Hunter Ray Bernardi. Elize Perez Bravo. Dylan Michael Taylor.
Jack Allen Hainan. Michael K. Kamaku. David Omar Debon. Christopher Joseph Schulte. Cole Jeffrey Daniels. Gabriel Michael Worthy. Jackson Wayne Carpenter. Jordan Newman. Caleb Michael Langsdorf. Andrew E. Delfay.
Nicholas Erdl. Caleb R. Heaney, cum laude. Ray Wolliver. Will Cochran. Chase Michael Blatzer. Matt Watson. Casey Edward Schilf. Riley P. Horn. Tyler Vincent Holthouse. Kyle Andrew Kurzak. Evan Alexander Lichtenegger. Caroline Klaus Peters. Caitlin Avery Dunphy. Sierra Michelle Murray. Lacey Grace Thompson. Zoe Brunk.
Mary Olivia Bransford. Maya E. Chenault. Matthew J. Thomas. Troy Martin Fields. Mark Eric Moeller. Joseph Patrick Stankoven. Olivia Lauren Lubish. Riley May Loescher. Nathan Hamilton Saffer, magna cum laude. JJ Stinnett. Sebastian Christopher Carpenter. Garrett Craig Blair. Hao Yuan. Tyler P. Gray, cum laude. Darius A. Lee, cum laude. Carter Abernathy. Sam Nucianow.
William Henry Ryer. Adam Harrison Teese. Caleb Anthony Winkle. Will Hyatt. Colin Patrick Doherty. Jack P. Ems, cum laude. Caleb A. Dameron, cum laude. Brant R. Cole. Evan R. Churchill. Evan Daniel Sachere. Zoe Allison Schmidt. Greta Mary Brennan. Maya K. Gumulars. Catherine Krippner. Sophia Clarice Henry.
Dawson Wayne Ferris. Mike Brown. Kendrick Hutchison Scott. Nicholas Edward Fell. Jack Michael Williams. Samuel T. Williams. Mason C. Jones. Amanda Enger. Abby R. Hurl. Mallory Elizabeth Tesro. Milan Patel. Sam McChristian. Nick Eckleberry. Trent A. Martin. Mike Parmley. Braden N. Pemberton. Jonathan Michael Antonio. Kira Annalise Smith. Christina M. Chow. Yulia J. Salcedo. Luke Gregory Cordes. Brett Dylan Miller. Nathan Matthew Robinson.
Grant Michael Williamson. Alay B. Patel. Kyle Michael Kruskal, magna cum laude. Stephen Gu. Alexis Lane Steinmeier, cum laude. Aiden Parker Matlock. Cooper Thomas Crowley. Andrew Carl Reichert. Gage McAdams. Connor G. Jansen. Danny Morgan. Evan Gregory Lawson. Dawson Colombado. Mia Longnecker. Jacob Tyler Vance, cum laude. Noah Nathaniel Warren. James Patrick Connell. Carlo Lopez Hernandez. Luke C. Davis. Jared Sean Smith.
Matthew Alexander Sides. Cameron J. Dent. Allie Nicole Antonia Miller. Maya Davis, cum laude. Nisha White. Mackenzie S. Matheson, cum laude. Taylor Jacqueline Blue, cum laude. Hope Elena Simone. Nick Joseph Bonadonna. Joseph Ragusa. Tommy Kingsley. Ethan Thomas Kane, cum laude. Marissa Ashley Arminio, magna cum laude. Reagan K. Harris.
Hadley Benjamin Kramer. Connor James Richmond. Max Thuma. Mason Michael Shadell. Thomas Williams Luby. Emma June Graber, cum laude.
Abigail Lawrence. Austin Matthew Bolin. Gabe Atkerson. David Brian Kozad. Georgina Yugov Subina. Andy M. Bowman. Sean Justin Atchley. Ryan Christopher Woodson. Megan Marie Kuzlowski. Sydney Elise Spears, cum laude. Kinsey Fennel, cum laude. Morgan Foluke Odoyoye. Sierra Ann Spellman, summa cum laude. Miles Drake Sambodi. Dawson J. Erholtz. Audra Elise Shanduheti. Reagan Rose Dorian. Taylor Nicole Mansky. Madeline Riley.
Alyssa Lois Lopiccolo, cum laude. Olivia Lillian Dixon, magna cum laude. Grace S. Hauk, cum laude. Jonathan Mason Yancic. Joe Toscano. Colby E. LaCure. Hayden Joseph Mullers, summa cum laude. Lillian R. Wershing. Hallie Pikatowski.
Levi Richard Hayes. Oh, was that supposed to be Richard Levi? Am I sorry? Mike Jones. Nicholas Eric Lickfeld. Ben Augustine, cum laude. Mitch Burnett. Joe Badalucco. Kevin W. Doucette. Abby LaChance, summa cum laude. Allison Virginia Peters, cum laude. Catherine Ann Janknowitz. Adrian Valdemar Kochmansky. Jake Patton, cum laude. Noah Lee Mitchell. Alec Thomas Medley. Isaiah C. Schroeder. Owen Andrew Rissy. Aiden Scott Montgomery. Sunjana N. Taylor. BJ Moffitt.
Colby J. Kroll. Timothy Luke Godby. Brendan Terrence Donahue. Connor L. Ashton, magna cum laude. Scott Allen Heckman, magna cum laude. Chris Repka, summa cum laude. Shelby Lynn Erickson, magna cum laude. Claire M. Sandin, cum laude. Brooke Viock, summa cum laude. Ashley Nicole Dufresne. Elise Marie Peterson.
Sean Joseph Sigature, summa cum laude. Matt Bahan. Aaron L. Ott. Samantha Eugenia Spratt, cum laude. Hannah Haley Heislop.
Haley E. Niehaus, cum laude. Grace Wagaman, summa cum laude. Danielle J. Bishop, summa cum laude. Jennifer Vo. Jessica Danielle Bond, summa cum laude. Weston J. Betts. Sam Vandergriff. Court W. Jensen. Luke Henry Gare, cum laude. Mike Poulos.
Clay Cruz. Anne Louise Carper, cum laude. Kenzie Handy, summa cum laude. Hannah P. Greenplate. Emily Huvey. Courtney Ann Widmer, cum laude. Sean Michael Helm. Nico Hay. Annie E. Herrenbrock, magna cum laude. Jordan D. Chaffee. Will Van Alstine. Luke P. Looney.
Jamo Fitzgerald, magna cum laude. Karen Kunzel. April Hong Cook. Katie Pauk, magna cum laude. Hannah Olivia Boutros, summa cum laude. Mariah Elise Matson, cum laude. Austin Jackson Cease. Peter H. Farr. Nate Gargus. Josie Costello. Hannah I. Nash, cum laude. Taylor Lee McCormick.
Grace E. Donovan, summa cum laude. Jenna Faith Snap. Anthony Donald Kramer. August Alexander Brandt. Grant Anthony Newman. Trent Caden Cedarwall. DJ Bullard. Lily S. Havens, summa cum laude. Brianna Alexis Salinas. Paige Michelle Kunmik, cum laude. Evan Michael Pinkston. Jack Joseph Blanco Harmon. Wyatt Banks Rogers. Edmund Fish. Drew Landed Holzum. Ashton M. Stimson. Loriana Colleen Bukowski. Hunter David Rogers, summa cum laude. Addie Davis. Miles Daniel Updahl, summa cum laude. Caleb Aaron Israelite.
Griffin Eric Thomas. Jack William Bierman, summa cum laude. Blake A. Jenkins. Jake Martin Hansen. Brock David Meisner, cum laude. Matt Gentry Jr., cum laude. Trent Dolson. Colton T. Smith. Luke Zamler. Adam Joel Schur. Andrew Scott Bidwell. Will Stefaniak.
Elliot Mitchell Huff. Evan Francis, magna cum laude. Aiden Douglas Lee. Andrew Michael Costio. Brooklyn Riley Arment. Blake C. Stegner, summa cum laude. Nathan P. Rawson.
Joyce Shea. Matthew C. Gertzen, summa cum laude. Noah Terrence Gibson, cum laude. Jack Canfield. Dylan John Radke. Thomas Patrick Newman. Christian Patrick Wilmus. Mitch Smith. Kendall Lee Can, cum laude. Ryan Christopher Taffy, summa cum laude. Mark James Riley.
Mike Wedlock. Jaden Isabel Osborne. Emily Reese Helslop. Ellie Crimmins. Tyler Scott Montgomery, summa cum laude. Sam Rosen. Grayson Sosnoff. Thomas James Wands, summa cum laude. Cole Robert Mitchell, cum laude. John Gregory Krall, cum laude. Colin Laramie Wagner. Michael Edward Graves. Ben Coughlin. Grace McDermott. Paige Elizabeth Slusher. Mason Jones, magna cum laude. Shane Robert Becker.
Sarah Corinne Spencer. Olivia Lee Barrett, cum laude. Kristen Marie Limbach, magna cum laude. Ben Lotus. Meg Krogan, magna cum laude. Caroline Ann Mansfield, cum laude. Sean Michael Lewis. Josh Marquardt. Hayes Alexander Taylor. Jacob Infantry. Maddie Hamilton. Sydney P. Wright. Sam Holland. Logan Williams, summa cum laude. Kyle William Matsdorf, cum laude. Tyke Dylan Gustafson, cum laude. Noah David Greenberg.
Blake Connor Siegel. Josh Thorpe. Justin Ravi Hathcock. Charlie Eisman, cum laude. Cooper Charles Schwartz. Teo Deo Pear, summa cum laude. Ashton Winkler, summa cum laude. Brooke Nicole Kessler, summa cum laude. Paula Juskolski. Emily Marie Frank. Gracie Sexton, magna cum laude. Jordan Adele Fleck. Allie Frances Drapp, cum laude. Corey Lynn Frank. Madeline Woodworth. Katrina Violet Lethert, cum laude. Shayna Walker Crosby, cum laude. Bailey Elizabeth Perry. Kyle David Dismukes. Stephen Jurecki, magna cum laude. John D. Gregory, summa cum laude. Blake Christopher Holliday. Scott Armstrong Limbaugh. Ben Vossen, cum laude. Connor Patrick Hurley.
Cody Michael Harrison. Jimmy LaSouza. Billy Connors. Justin Andrew Roseman. Daniel Brian Aarons. Dakota Joseph Bullen, cum laude. David E. Sandel. Jenna Hogan, magna cum laude. Jenna Donnelly. Kelly Michael McGee. Benjamin William Schieber. Aaron Jeffrey Heinekel, cum laude. McKenna Ashlyn Pesick. Brooke Lee Raifeng Meyer. Lauren Elizabeth Colonna, cum laude. Jamie Margaret Holtzman, magna cum laude. Sydney Marie Wilson. Hayden A. Kirkpatrick. Carly Marie Rint, cum laude. Mackenzie J. Geertz.
Megan J. Brown. Sophie Silva. Madeline Sue Karlstrom. Sarah Beth May. Dylan Michael Zerweller. Jason James Edward Wiley. Mercedes Moravec, magna cum laude. Ben Moeller. Wesley J. Pendleton. Josh Krupp, magna cum laude. Clayton Patrick Harris. Taylor L. Jansen. Kate Rockers. Katie Broad. Sophia Angelova. Paige Marie Reichert. Sorry. Connor William Lynch. Gabriel Lobman. John Thomas Kuhn. Nick Huber. Nate Heiligenstein. Zach Bartman. Zach M. Hay. Jimmy Figueroa. Joe Pitaluga. Michaela Josephchik, cum laude. Haley Nicole Mueller. Brienne Elizabeth Boston.
Cassidy Paige Hying. Allison Andrea White. Alexis Marie Hyder. cum laude. Alexandra Irdanu. Alexander Kim. Tony Roach. Peyton Isabella Gage. Ellie Lou Ross, summa cum laude. Lillian Grace Shear, magna cum laude. Claire Marie Lowry. Benjamin Borgmeyer. Ben Winslow. Michael Cleaver, cum laude. Nick Chazinal. Andy Chazinal. Maya Ann Carlton. Bryn Megan Driscoll. Levi Joseph Joby. Deasian A. Collier. Albert Kwame Esau. Blake Timothy Brown, magna cum laude. Charlie Griggs. Zeph France. Bria McKenna Harris. Ariana Clinisha McMiller. Jade Simone Brooks. Christina Danae Lenore. Ogechi Uchina Erika. Chuck Koenig.
Hannah Mary Higgins, summa cum laude. Avery C. Starnes. Anna Elizabeth Metzger, magna cum laude. Greg A. Pearson, summa cum laude. Brianna Lee Robinson. Brady Ann Booth, cum laude. Jacob Allen Rush, cum laude. Eric Michael Myers, summa cum laude. Chris Hawk. Sam Pedrati, cum laude. Leighton Lene Kaiser, magna cum laude. Ashley Nicole Chambers, magna cum laude.
Ahab Patrick Fisher, magna cum laude. Curtis William Craig Yale. Brendan Robert Shawcross. Caroline L. Hartigan. Jenna Jacqueline Garrick, cum laude. Jason Michael Frost, summa cum laude. Jack Thomas O'Neill.
Max Harden. Aiden Vetrano. Wyatt Samuel Borchers. Tucker Reese Tandy. Trent Michael Obermiller. Brennan Michael Healy. Nolan Fletcher Mount. Nathan W. Fox. Timothy Pawlowski. Boston DeJong. Brennan Christopher Haynes. Kyle Gregory Knapp. Joseph M. Rizzo. Liliana J. Hamilton. Jake Hoffman. Connor Andrew Cronin. Alex Davis. Mia Rose Utrecht. Paige Carolyn Wilmoth. Jessica L. Webb, cum laude. Sophia Elizabeth Clement, cum laude. Georgia E. Basis.
Kate Elizabeth Bauer. Abigail Elaine Bira, magna cum laude. Caitlin Elizabeth Lester, cum laude. Bella Catherine Bricky, cum laude. AJ Luer. Jacob R. Duncan. Joel August Meyer, cum laude. Garrett D. Gross, cum laude. Kyle Raymond Engel. Jack Richard LeCompte. Ben Stopke, cum laude. Colin D. Phelps. August William Coors. Nat Bose. Julia Eleni Giamateo. Chloe Elizabeth Ballstone. Gabrielle Lee Young.
Taylor Starr. Anika Sarah Lundy. Megan Olivia Januszewski. Tyler Joseph Davis. Alan R. Myers. Jackson Pierce Blackwell. Keegan Kennedy Fitzgerald. Zoe Juma. Jordan Madison Walters, summa cum laude. Casey B. Miller, cum laude. Matthew Hibbets. Lauren M. Schroer, cum laude. Grant Michael Mink. Sammy Spain, magna cum laude. Benjamin Holly. Jake Klingale. Nicholas Brent Myers. Mickey Jeffrey Kane. Gabriel Ross Blancarti. Nick Bombasino. Caden N. Jones. Andrew R. Sheeran. Landon Robert Whiteside. Kate Elizabeth McMillan. Jenna Clark Gentile. Dylan Michael DeMayo. Aiden Joseph McDaniel. Adam Montross Sieber. Liam Jack Goggins.
David J. Belford. Nick Miclouch. Ryan Joseph Rinke. Nick O'Brien. John Robert Reka. Chris Myers. Drew T. Shearer. Joe Ripson. Connor Bukowski. Brian Walkup. Kyle Joseph Burke. Justin Paul Nielsen. Nicholas Tyler Cecilio. Gina Marie Gapistoni. Bridget Nicole Gapistoni. Izzy North. Megan Marie Freyking. Mandy Svatina. Clay Steinmetz. Luke Thomas Mendrala. Tyler Nicholas Maddock, cum laude. Matt Herr, cum laude. Ben McDonough. Mitchell S. Elbrecht, cum laude. Charlie Meyer, magna cum laude. Bryce Joseph Pinsell. Eric William O'Donnell, magna cum laude. Austin Thomas Cleveland, summa cum laude. Peyton James Story, cum laude. Max Thomas Pantanius, cum laude. Ty Lewis. Lily Virginia Bettag. Jacob Ecker Galloway. Ashley Nicole Masood. Nico Isaac Hagan. Jake Scott Loopy.
Kristen Jean Donor. Maura Kieran Ferenc. Nick Walker. Olivia Christine Rimasong. Henry Etzel. Aiden Thomas Goddard. Nick Arshosiki. Alec Motzinger. Colin Sean Gillespie. Nate Reeder. Mercer William Ram. Hannah Marie Benz. Alex Gates. Dan Meeks. Nicholas Rome, cum laude. Tyler Martin Peck, cum laude. Jack Gardner. Blake Fritz. John Patrick Buring. Max Van Siever. Blaine Thompson. Anil Rossick. Sam Kane. Ethan Dom. Grant Matthew Wall, cum laude. John S. Hurley. David P. Shear. Ronan Elliott Atkins. Logan Michael Oliver, magna cum laude. John Ryan Rahoy. Hannah Elizabeth Edson. Jordan Elise Efkin. Matt Worden. Paige Best.
Megan Rice. Luke Harper, cum laude. Thomas Lewis Newman Jr. Luca Carlson. Sylvia Lombardi. Dylan James Weezy. Ethan Andrew Garamella. Franklin James Landers. Tommy Gators. Cassidy Ray Cloman, magna cum laude. Zach Hilbolt. Gabby Bucheri, summa cum laude. Trey Durbin. Maddie Kroll. Sammy Pluck. Haley Diane Jones.
Mackenzie M. Yarnell, cum laude. Christian Alexander Marble. Isabella Noel Gledhill. Gigi Brinkmeyer. Nicole Michelle Tersnadel. Katie Renee Broniak, cum laude. Kiana Nicole Guzman. Ashley Rose Zaimanen. Davis Patrick Kendrick, cum laude. Hallie Gabrielle Kilfoy, cum laude. Tessa Renee Sigmund. Andrew Joseph Schumann. Carly Ann Bacardi, summa cum laude. Mackenzie Reese Burnett, summa cum laude. Sam Cortoyas, cum laude. Hannah Jewel Wooters, cum laude. Tyler Joseph Rhodes. Spencer G. Foster, summa cum laude. Ryan Dykehouse. Tyler Jackson Hagen, summa cum laude. Colleen M. Flynn, cum laude. Haley Ann Kaufman, summa cum laude. Giselle Marniza Guzlag, cum laude. Emma Klein Steedley.
Reese Allen Black. Josh Dintelman. Lauren E. Fritz. Claire E. Harrington, cum laude. Joe Gilmore. Zach Devine, cum laude. Jack Williams. Richard John Streifler, cum laude. Ian William Moskovich. Salvador Montalone. Blake Christopher Zlimmer. Matt Jacobson, cum laude. Haley Michelle Lester, cum laude. Alec Harrison Marsh. Sam Robertson. Tyler Stephen Potoff. Trinity Dawn Higgins. Kendra Lee Erickson, magna cum laude. Scott C. Janisic. William Richard Hughes. Connor Glenn Fallon. Lauren Joe Friesmeyer. Rachel M. Quinn.
Evan P. Dapkus. Jacob Daniel Caston. Brett Joseph Martin, cum laude. Jake Ryan. Tyler Michael Atkinson. Joseph Mario Severino. Carol Renee Schuster. Sophia Gomez Shepard. Amy Phillips. Taylor Jared Hatley.
All right. Congratulations, everyone. I would now like to invite Curator Graves to confer our students' degrees. Will all of our graduates please rise?
Here we go. On the recommendation of the faculty and under the authority granted by the University of Missouri Board of Curators, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have qualified with all the rights, responsibilities, and privileges thereto pertaining. You may now move your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations.
All right, you may be seated. Families, friends, and colleagues, please join me and the Trulaske College of Business faculty and staff in recognizing the academic accomplishments of our newest Trulaske alumni. Graduates, while today is your day, let's pause and thank your supporters, your families, and friends. I invite you to stand and find them in the crowd and give them a wave to show your appreciation for all the ways they encouraged and supported you on your path to your degree. I'd also like to recognize our outstanding Trulaske staff for their efforts in arranging this year's commencement ceremonies. Thank you to the voice of our convocation, our name readers, Dr. Lauren Brengarth and Dr. Mary Beth Mars. Graduates, families, and friends, I know you're eager to walk out of the front doors of this arena to celebrate, but before we let you go, I'd like to say a few last words. One of the best things about being part of the Trulaske College of Business is the opportunity to work with talented, enthusiastic, and accomplished students, and then watching them walk out into the world to excel. To our graduates, as you step into your new professional roles, I echo Jordan Walter's sentiments when I say, the College of Business has prepared you for what you have ahead. Now your only job left is to fly. And as Ed Rapp says, never ever forget where you came from. Stay connected with your Mizzou network in the coming years. You have graduated today with a group of classmates who will be your personal and professional network throughout your life. Maintain these connections and look to each other for support and guidance. Stay connected with Trulaske as well. We want to know what you're doing. We want our students to learn from you and to see what their futures look like with a business degree from Mizzou. Class of 2023, today we honor you and those who helped you get here. Congratulations, and know that when you leave today, you carry with you our very best wishes. Now, please rise and join us for the university's alma mater, Old Missouri.
Old Missouri, fair Missouri, dear old varsity.
Ours are hearts that fondly love thee. Here's our health to thee.
Proud art thou in classic beauty of thy noble past. With thy watchwords honored duty, thy fame shall last. Every student, man and maiden, swells the glad refrain. Till the breezes music laden waltz it back again. Thou art coming, passing beauty with thy watchwords honored duty, thy high fame shall last.
We would be remiss if we didn't end a Mizzou event with the cheer known by Tigers everywhere. M-I-Z. Excellent. Please celebrate sensibly and travel safely. Congratulations to you all. We are adjourned.